Hello everyone and welcome back to Fistful of Feminism. My name is Monica and today I want to talk about the Diva Cup. I am joining the legion of YouTubers who have talked about the Diva Cup because it's honestly been like the best thing ever and I want to talk about it on this channel because why is there a stigma around talking about periods? Maybe because I weirdly took that out of there. I switched to the Diva Cup a couple of months ago, and just right off the bat, I have saved so much money. It's unbelievable. So before we even get into this, I just want to acknowledge again, as I have in a lot of my other videos, that having a period is not inherent to womanhood or being a woman, and I will not be engaging in that discourse at all. As I've said in my other videos, some women have periods, some women don't, some men have periods, some don't. There is nothing to do with gender in this. There is a lot of politics that we could go into, but I'm not going to get into it because my last video got super trolled and I don't care about any of anyone's thoughts on what makes a man or a woman or biological determinism. I really don't give a shit about that, so I'm not going to engage in that, just so you know. So with that, I am a person that has periods. My periods are really bad. Really heavy flow, quite a long time. It shortened when I went on a birth control pill many years ago, but generally I have really bad periods. I also have endometriosis, which is different for everyone, and I know a couple of YouTubers that I know have endo as well, but basically what it means for me is that my endo really targets my spine and the pain that I feel in my spine. So when my endometriosis is flaring up during a period, it's very hard for me to be mobile and upright, and movement becomes very difficult. Basically, the long and the short of it is that the uterine lining that grows in your uterus before you release it every month, if you have periods, it grows in other places. So the pain happens in different places other than just your uterus, which I'm probably going to be doing a whole video on endometriosis soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, basically it just makes things really hard. I have such a heavy flow that before I went on the Diva Cup, I was going through like Super Plus tampons like that. I'd have to have a backup of 2 pads, which I went through like that. It was just unbelievable. What is labeled on boxes as a month's supply of these hygiene products and these period products would last me like a week. So that was just not gonna happen for my wallet, so I got the Diva Cup. This is what it comes in. This is just like a little cotton bag to store it in, and I will show you what this Diva Cup looks like. There are lots of menstrual cups that you can get online, but this is the one that I have tried for the first one. So it looks like this, and it's got a little thing here, easily bendable as you can see, and basically before I got my period, when I got this, I tried putting it in without my period, and it was a little difficult the first time. I prefer this fold, which is folding it down and then squeezing it like this, so it kind of becomes like a little scoop. So that's what works for me. Some people just do, I think it's called the C fold, which is just like this, but that didn't work for me, so I did little scoop fold. It has a different name, but I like the scoop fold. So I tried it before I got my period, and this is what I would advise if you are going to be trying this, to try and put it in and out a couple of different times before you have blood. So it was a little weird at first. It takes a while to get used to the cup opening up kind of as you put it in, because it's a little bit of a different sensation. So that was a little surprising at first, but once I got used to that and kind of could feel it go like whoop, opening up like a flower, then it was fine. I've had one instance of it being uncomfortable, and that was just one night. You can keep this particular Diva Cup or menstrual cup in for 12 hours, which is such a lifesaver. Oh my goodness. The amount of times that I would be running to bathrooms before the Diva Cup was unbelievable. So this really, really helps, knowing, like counting down my hours throughout the day, being like, I'm still good, I'm still good. So yeah, I had one instance of being uncomfortable, and that was just one night, because you can keep it in overnight if you're not sleeping more than 12 hours. And I just felt that it wasn't comfortable that night, so I didn't put it in the night, and since then I haven't really used it overnight, so that's something I still want to try. The only problems that I've had is making sure that it's placed correctly, and that has just kind of been a struggle, just figuring it out as I go along. It does have to go quite far up. There's directions on every single one that you can get online. But yeah, it basically sits by your cervix, not quite on your cervix, but like it sits far enough up there so that it catches everything. It's supposed to not really leak. I've had a couple of times where it has leaked, but that's because I knew that I didn't really put it in correctly. I might have been in a rush or something, but that being said, it still caught most of it, which is really, really great. I generally don't ever have just one form of protection when it comes to this, so that wasn't ever a concern for me because I always had something else going on. The other great thing about it is for people who have periods who bleed really heavily, this has a measuring tool inside, so you can actually see how many ounces of blood you're bleeding, and that actually really helps me from a day-to-day basis to know, like, hey, I have lost this much amount of blood, that's probably why I'm feeling like this, and so on and so forth. So this has been really nice to help me keep track of what my body is doing and how it looks on different days and things like that. Just really put my mind at ease knowing what is going on. Just this little silicone cup is comfortable, it's easy to use, easy to put in, easy to get out. A lot of people think that it'd be scary to get out, and that's why I would say try it before you're on your period, because you don't want that to happen. But basically, if you are doing your Kegels and learning to isolate what's going on down there, you're gonna be fine. Basically, you just bear down on it when you want to get it out, and then you're bearing down and you'll be able to kind of grab this, and then once you grab it, you kind of pop it so that the suction is coming out, and then you just pull it out. Pulling it out is a little bit of a weird sensation, but it's really easy to pull it out without it like spilling everywhere. Like, you have pretty good control for that. And the other cool thing about this is that you can pee while you have it in, which is awesome. I mean, you can pee when you have a tampon in, I guess, but like that's just not a comfortable sensation for me. And the other thing is, if you do wear it for like 12 hours, gravity will let you know if it's starting to get to the time where you need to take it out, which is kind of cool too, because you know, like, okay, I've bled enough, time to take it out. This is probably the most I've talked about my vagina on the internet, so that's good. Anyway, all in all, I am so happy that I made the switch from like tampons and pads to a menstrual cup. It has changed so much. It's super easy to carry around, it's super discreet, and the amount of money that I've saved is unbelievable. I haven't even had it for that long, and I can already like tabulate in my mind how much money I would have spent on all the other products, and it just blows my mind. Oh my gosh. The only thing I would say though is that there are a lot of companies that really tend to gender these. So like, I mean, if we're gonna be analytical about this, like, it's a pink little box with flowers and it says Diva. Like, you know? So there are lots of places online, and I will link to some resources below of places that you can get menstrual cups that are just a little bit less gendered, because like I said, anybody can get their period no matter what gender you are. That has been my pros and cons for my Diva Cup. I'm super stoked about it, and I would recommend to everyone. I already have started recommending to like everyone I know. But yeah, just anything that can make my period a little bit less stressful makes me so incredibly happy. Like you wouldn't believe. Again, I'm going to be doing a video on endometriosis and the Diva Cup very soon. once I get my stuff together and once I'm not on my period right now. See, that's the other thing, I'm ending my period right now, so because it's not so heavy, I don't really feel like I want this in, because it's just kind of petering out and ending, so that's all good. And on that note, that's where I'm going to end with you guys today. So thank you so much for watching. The Diva Cup has been amazing, and I'm super stoked to be talking about it on my channel because periods are super stigmatized and I don't think they should be anymore. So let's talk about periods. This video is in collaboration with Feminist Apparel. I am one of the Feminist Apparel Ambassadors, and if you go to their online website to get any of their shirts or socks or anything that you see online, use the code MONICA10 for 10% off at the checkout, and $3 of each of those codes used, Monica10 codes, will be coming back to Fistful of Feminism to fund these videos. It's a win-win situation, right? So make sure you head on down to Feminist Apparel's information. All of that can be found down below. Make sure you use my code and tweet at me, Facebook me with the pictures of the things you get. I would love to see it. And as always, if you like, you can subscribe and go there and Diva Cup. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all not next Friday, but the Friday after that. Okay, bye!